And welcome to the Town Board Workshop meeting on Thursday, July 1st, 2021, 7 o'clock p.m. Let's rise and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, the emergency exits are here and at the back of the room. Roll call, please.
Deputy Supervisor Doyle.
Here.
Councilpersons Gutierrez.
Here.
And Samoji. Here. And I'll let the record reflect that Supervisor Perotti and Councilman Morris are absent.
Okay, supervisor's report. I don't think she
did not leave one. We're going to go with yours.
One. So Supervisor Victoria is on a well-deserved vacation. I hope she is not watching this. She's relaxing with her family. And she can watch it later. Town clerk's report.
I was holding all of our monthly reports, knew that we were going to be short tonight. But I do have a couple items we need to address. Behalf of Recreation, each of you received a request back on June 17th that the Amenia Recreation had approved for some free yoga being offered here at the Town Hall. And they just wanted the approval for the first Tuesday of each month at 6 p.m. And then on the third Saturday of each month at 10 a.m. They were looking to do these outside, and then of course if it's inclement weather, when it gets chilly, they'll move inside to the gym, and there is no current conflict with the gym schedule. So they're seeking permission for that free community yoga sessions.
And could you repeat the dates again for me?
It's going to be on the first Tuesday of each month at 6 p.m.
First Tuesday each month at 6 p.m.
And then on the third Saturday of each month at 10 a.m.
Okay, that's good to know. And this is free yoga. Do we just have to call? Where do we call? If I want to join, do I call you, Dawn Marie, and say put me on the list?
It's going to be Kelly. She has to still work out the flyers. We wanted to first obtain the official approvals from the town board before she made the final flyer.
Okay, so okay, the flyer will come out and it'll have all that information for us.
Yes, I'll be able to, hopefully, if you approve it tonight, for the next meeting, I'll be able to get you the full details.
Okay, thank you.
I'll make a motion that we approve the use of the gym on the first Tuesdays at 6 p.m. and the first Saturdays at 10 a.m. for a free community yoga class sessions.
I second it.
Michelle.
Sorry, discussion. Are we waiving the insurance or no? They have their own?
This is a
Those
rec
are
sponsored,
ours.
so to be ours.
Do we need to specify we're waiving the insurance requirement or no?
I think it kind of goes without saying, but we can add that
Just
to
add
my
it.
motion.
Waiving the insurance.
Waiving insurance requirements because it's a town-sponsored program.
Town-sponsored event. Good. Do we know who's going to be the teacher yet?
Yes, Sarah Wallace is going to be the Tuesdays, and Sarah Reagan is going to be Saturday.
Oh, okay. That sounds very nice, and I hope people will join it. I hope it'll be something that the seniors can come to, because some of the yoga seniors, we can't do that stuff on the floor and stuff. But if he's going to do something that's a little bit more scaled to the seniors, I think we would get a lot of seniors coming in, especially for the Saturday one, I would think. I don't think the evening one with the seniors are going to be so inclined, but I think it's a wonderful idea. The more events we have here, the better it is for us.
Great. Deputy Supervisor Doyle?
Yes.
Councilpersons Gutierrez?
Yes.
Samoji?
Yes.
Okay. I also share with you, while we're in the middle of giving approvals, I'm in receipt of a request from the Amenia Fire Company requesting the waiver of the application fee for the fireworks display permit. Currently, the Amenia Fire Company has remitted all the required information to the building department for a public display firework application. So they're seeking, I've received this application, this request from Chief Deister, seeking the waiver of the $150 fee.
I make a motion that we waive that $150 fee for that.
Second, discussion.
Absolutely.
Does it specify where the display will be?
It happens to be right located at the Armenia Firehouse. It's gonna shoot off from behind the firehouse, where they usually do it when they head to do the carnivals. So I do know that there's gonna be some great views if you park at the firehouse on Mechanic Street. You can also, up and down Mechanic Street. You have some good views from 343 if you park alongside the road, in the doctor's office. I know a lot of great views have always come right here from this very parking lot. You come up to the lawn of the hill and you can just look over and watch it. You can watch it from Four Brothers. It's always been a great show. So pretty much anywhere in town you'll be able to see it. As a kid, I used to watch it from the top of, I can watch it from my house on a railroad. When I could drive, we used to go up to the top of Depot Hill. So you'll be able to see it, pretty much anywhere in center town, Delaware Hill.
Awesome.
So it's going to be a great show.
Good evening, Jim.
Hello.
Nice to see
You'll
you.
never believe why I'm late.
Deputy Supervisor,
Turn on your microphone, you can tell everybody what
Deputy.
you want to share that with
You
the
want
world.
to share it in the middle of a roll, or? Well,
I'm late because when I was getting ready to come, 15 cows descended on my property.
15 cows?
Got to be
Coons?
the coons.
I think so. That's
Yeah.
I went down to the Coons.
Were they brown and white?
They were black and white.
Black and white?
That's
While you're on TV, tell people
Tell
if
them,
they
anyone
gotta
want to
come
let
get
the
their
Coons
cows.
Brother Farms know that their cows
That's
are?
why I'm late.
That's okay.
Jim, your mic.
I think it's a good
Your mic.
excuse for being up in the country. So
That's right, that's
It's a valid excuse.
Just for the benefit of the councilman, we're in the middle of a roll call. Michelle made a motion that we should waive the fireworks permit fee for the Amenia Fire Company, who intends to hold a fireworks display right behind the building,
This Sunday, July 4th, beginning at 9:30.
9:30.
So,
I second
Deputy
that.
Supervisor, I have to still do the roll, but it's like a long title. Doyle,
Yes.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Samoji.
Yes.
I do submit with regret that Pat Lauer has submitted his resignation from the Planning Board effective June 28th.
I'll make a motion that we accept with regret Patrick's resignation from the planning board.
Second.
Deputy Supervisor Doyle,
Yes.
Councilpersons Gutierrez,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Samoji.
Yes.
I also submit with the absolute regret and excitement at the same time for this individual. Katrina Gore has provided to the town her letter of resignation from the positions of Building Secretary and Water Treasurer.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Deputy Supervisor Doyle,
I'll just say it's of extreme regret. Katrina served us for 20 years, I believe, something very,
yes.
if not 20 years, very close to 20 years. So she's been really excellent, and I wish her the best. Yes.
Damian,
Yes.
Yes.
Michelle.
Yes.
At this time, I would like to share with the community and the board that we did present, and I made a copy of it for Katrina so we could share it with the community members. Katrina served this town for 20 solid years in our building department, and throughout the course of the years, she's always been that go-to person. It's been an honor and pleasure working with her here. So in honor and recognition for her 20-plus years of service at the town of Amenia, Katrina Gore, for your selfless acts and time and dedication to the position of Building Department Secretary, January 11th, 2001 through July 1, 2021, and we did sign that before the supervisor left so we could present it today. She was a real staple and the glue of that office. Anytime I had a FOIL or I needed a building, question and a record and what we needed to do, I did lean on Katrina quite a bit. And so she will be missed, and I'm very proud and excited for her in that same breath for the opportunity that another town was able to offer her. So Katrina, we wish you all the best. And With that, I just would like to wish everyone a happy and safe 4th of July weekend.
I accidentally missed public comment. If anybody has public comment to share? No? Okay.
I would like to recognize Sharon Kroger for being the first member of the public to attend one of our meetings post-COVID. This is a record. Sharon, thank you.
I also would like to make a motion that we authorize the town clerk to advertise for the open planning board position and the water district clerk. Those two positions are open. The planning board position is a non-paid volunteer position of which you need 4 credit hours per year to serve, and you have that year to get your training credits, and you can apply to the town clerk with a letter of interest and filled out application. The water district clerk would do an employment application, is that correct? And
Yes.
send it in to the town clerk.
Yes, and salary is set forth in the reorganizational meeting, and as the board, after you interview set candidates, you'll make that determination at that time.
Okay.
I just need a second.
I second it.
Michelle. Deputy Supervisor Doyle?
Yes.
Councilpersons Gutierrez?
Yes.
Morris?
Yes.
Samoji?
Yes.
Thank you.
So we are ready for our resolution for the 911 road name. Resolution number 39 of 2021, resolution authorizing naming a private road for Dutchess County Department of Emergency Response. Whereas Dutchess County Department of Emergency Response E911 requires the renaming of private roads with 3 or more residential structures as newly created town roads, and whereas an application was submitted for new construction on tax parcel number 726400166246 located within the town of Amenia, and whereas the new construction will be the 4th structure on a private road which currently services structures located on the following 3 existing tax parcel numbers, 726400240157, 726400206140, 726400200115, and whereas Larry Brody of Dutchess County Department of Emergency Response has confirmed that all 3 owners of the existing structures set forth above have hereby agreed to the naming of the private road as Ironwood Lane. Whereas Larry Brody of Dutchess County Department of Emergency Response has also checked the 911 database and confirmed that no conflicts exist with the naming of the private road as Ironwood Lane. And whereas Dutchess County E911 has approved the name of the road subject to confirmation by the town board, now therefore be it resolved that the recitations set forth above are incorporated in this resolution as if fully set forth and adopted herein. The town board of the town of Amenia hereby confirms and ratifies the determination of Dutchess County E911 with respect to the naming of the private road servicing the tax parcel numbers set forth as Ironwood Lane. The Ironwood Lane will remain as a private road requiring no maintenance by the town of Amenia Highway Department. Motion made by?
I'll make that motion.
Seconded.
Just discussion really quickly. Where is this soon to be named Ironwood Lane?
Well, it gave the tax
Down.
parcels, but I don't know
Hollow.
offhand.
Sorry again?
Down off Bog Hollow.
Off Bog Hollow? Okay.
We still need a second.
I second.
He said aye.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Damien did.
Okay.
Good? Deputy Supervisor Doyle?
Yes.
Councilpersons Gutierrez?
Yes.
Morris?
Yes.
Samoji?
Yes.
So, are there any other matters for tonight?
Yeah, I sent an email to the insurance broker regarding the skateboard. I think I copied you on that.
I wasn't sure, but thanks if
I
you
think I
did.
did.
Yeah.
Anyway, he said, he answered and responded that
Oh, yes,
he believed that the skateboard instructor was an independent contractor and that he would be receiving a 1011. And I wrote back by email and said, he's going to get a $2,000 stipend as a result of a grant. That's what I was told.
Right.
And I haven't heard back from him, so I don't know what the story is. But
So you heard directly from the underwriters?
no, I did not. I heard from the broker,
Right,
telling
that's
me
the
what his
problem.
understanding was, and I told him that his understanding was incorrect.
Oh,
But I haven't heard back from him yet as to what the story is, so I'm still waiting. But if I don't hear from him by next week, I'll send him another email.
I appreciate that, Jim, because I think the kids are eager to have programs if we are sufficiently
have.
insured, right?
Can I just add, because we got an email from, Vicki, you forwarded an email to a bunch of people from Byron, from Barnes Insurance. This was on June 16th, and I'll just read the email. Hi, Vicki. I got a response from the supervising underwriter at NYMIR, which is the New York Municipal Insurance Reciprocal. They feel that any individual or company that the town gives a 1099 to is considered an independent contractor, and that person or company must carry their own general liability insurance and name Town of Amenia as an additional insured on that policy. For those that receive an instructor's stipend paid through the town via a grant-funded agency do not have to provide their own insurance. An instructor that gets a stipend for leading a grant-funded town recreation program does not have to have their own insurance. The underwriter has asked that regarding the instructors that are being paid via a grant for different activities throughout the year, the town provide a list containing the following information: name of activity, name of instructor, duration of activity. The town insurance carrier, New York Municipal Insurance Reciprocal, would like to get a handle on who is doing what, and they are compensated via a grant and not through a separate contract.
That's why I sent the email to him to confirm from the underwriter itself, from the insurer, that in writing that this was the case. And that was the response that I got, which was not a response.
Oh, okay. I mean, it says, I got a response from the supervising underwriter at,
I asked him if he
NY.
had something in writing.
oh, okay.
yeah.
I mean, so Byron is our,
He's our insurance agent, as I understand it. And therefore, getting something from him does not really bind the insurance company itself, the underwriter. That's why I was asking him to get something in writing from the carrier itself. And I didn't get a real response. I got a response that said that he understood that there was an independent contractor involved as a skateboard instructor, and that he would get a 1099, and that he would need insurance. So I tried to disabuse him of that with my latest email, and I haven't had a response to that. That's where we are.
I would keep bothering him because he is our agent and he's done the research. He just needs to get something in writing from them, right?
Okay.
So
That's correct, yeah.
I'll do it.
where we are. Town board comments?
I just have a couple, unless Damien wants to go.
no, go ahead.
I just have the couple of things on our trip to Lake George. It's Wednesday, August 18th. Cost us $42 per person plus a $2 cash tip for the driver. And right now, folks, if you've said to me, Michelle, put me on the list, I want to go, please get your checks in as soon as possible. I have other people who are sending me their money in with the flyers already, and I'm getting limited on the seats that I can give out. That's the best way I can say to it. So if you know you want to go, please call, at least call me and say, Michelle, for certain, I'm giving you my check, I'm sending it, because I'm going to have to turn the monies into the town board, not the board, but the town of Armenia, to Marge, our bookkeeper, and we will be finalizing that trip, okay? And it's going to be a wonderful trip, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So, but please do it. On another note of trips, Victoria, our supervisor, has asked me to look into trying to find another trip for us this season, maybe in the fall. One to the White Plains Theater, who has a our deposit for a show that got canceled way back when. Remember that, folks? And so I've called them. They're going to let me know what they have and if they have it. Another one I'm going to look into is the log cabin. I've already spoken with the woman, and she's lovely, Linda, lovely person. She has a show that's possible for us in October or November. So I'm going to weigh the options of what's the best one for us, and I'll get back to you on that. As soon as I get it, you'll get it. Now, the other thing that I have for all of you is the Amenia Seniors Picnic. The Amenia Seniors Picnic this year is going to be prepared by the food by the Amenia Fire Company. The water is compliments of Fresh Town of Amenia. I only have 23 tickets left. And at one time, I want to reiterate this because some people misunderstood what I meant about picking them up. If you are homebound, we have volunteers to deliver your meal. Just call and they will hold your ticket. I'll put your name on the list. I'll get your ticket for you, and we have volunteers going out. We have at least 5 different volunteers going out all over. In Tally Ho, we have a number of volunteers because most of the meals are being picked up in Tally Ho and served in Tally Ho. So I have a list of volunteers who will be picking up 4, 5, 6, 8 meals. They will come in, they'll pick up, they'll have the list. Your name will be on it if you said, I need it to be delivered because you're homebound. And they will be delivering to the different locations in Tally Ho, okay? And we also have 2 volunteers for the town of Armenia who will be delivering meals. So if you live up in the area of the town of Armenia and the firehouse is the closest one to your home, please call me. I'll put you on the list. You can either pick up the meal yourself, I'll send you the tickets, or you can say, please, I'm homebound. Could I have someone deliver to me? And I have currently 2 volunteers. Our supervisor, Victoria Perotti, will be doing it. She's delivering about 6 meals, 7 meals right at this moment. And Nancy Novak, a secretary upstairs, she's also delivering approximately 4 meals already to the town of Armenia. So just call. There's 23 left, and we want everyone to enjoy it. Like I say, it's a wonderful meal, really a wonderful meal, and I know you're going to enjoy it. And as for all the senior activities, that's the best and all that I have, except I'm wishing everyone a very happy Independence Day. Get out and celebrate with your friends and neighbors. Go to some of the events that are around here that are going on. You know, if you like music, the over in Millbrook, the big band sound is going to be at the Millbrook globe that they have in their field there. You know what I'm talking about, their open field.
The band shell
The band shell, yes.
on the town green.
The town green. Go out there, see them. It's the big band sound. It's wonderful. And it's close to us. And of course, the fireworks on Sunday night. Get out, go to the fireworks, have a good time. Celebrate. All the doors and windows are open in our homes and houses now, so please, enjoy your life. Thank you.
More town board comments?
I have a few. A couple of meetings ago, our county legislator, Deirdre Houston, came and updated us on some of the ways that the county was intending to spend their American Rescue Plan funds from the federal government. One of those was on a broadband study and project. I asked her to share some of the details of what that study intended to do, and she did send that by email. So I just want to share that with the group. They are intending to hire a third party, NYSTEC, which is NYSTEC. They are a nonprofit independent technology advisor. So that is who the county has retained. They intend to look at the federal broadband coverage survey that's available from the feds, from the FCC. They intend to put together a countywide broadband needs questionnaire and survey, develop a report on that, and also produce a capabilities report. They will also, as part of the scope, update the county-wide map of broadband coverage, conduct a review and gap analysis, and then I think most interestingly, develop a broadband strategic plan. Again, this is for the county, but this is part of their scope. And then just general administration. So thank you for sending that our way. That sounds like something that is of great interest to many folks in the media, and we'll be tracking the progress of that at the county level. Also, on the American Rescue Plan, I don't know if anybody here has heard, do you know, we have not yet received our funds from the state. So I've had a couple of questions. So the federal government distributed all American Rescue Plan funds to the state, and then the state will hold those funds for a period of time until disbursement is, the plan is identified. I don't know what is going to, but anyways, they're going to hold those funds for, and then they will distribute funds both to counties and municipalities based on the amount that you qualified for, which is population-based and income-based, I believe.
So that application, before Victoria left, I asked the status of that application, and she just needed 2 more answers. She's been compiling the documents required for the submission, and 2 of those needed to be answered by our accountant. The accountant is going to come back with the 2 numbers that she needed from them. So it is very close to being completed. She's been working hard to get everything together in a packet. So that should be forthcoming, I would think. As soon as she gets back, I would think she was going to have those numbers, so.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I actually haven't heard from any of our colleagues in neighboring towns that they have received their money yet. I know that some towns in Connecticut have, but they have a different state-level administration program over there. So, you know, that's where we're at. I bring it up only because once those funds are received, I intend to ask the opinion of my colleagues here if they would support using a portion of those funds to move the wastewater study forward with tie and bond. We are in the process of, or we have already submitted a grant application for the next round of the consolidated, what was it, the
Consolidated funds?
CDBG, I think it was a CDBG, but we've already submitted another round.
Okay. And waiting to hear from them.
I'm waiting to hear from that, but
Yeah.
the rules of that grant allow us to reimburse ourselves as long as the work is not completed by the time the grant decision comes in. So we can use ARP funds for that, and then if we are awarded the grant, we can reimburse ourselves, which would be great.
And I would also similarly be recommending that the town very carefully looks at what the the water district's needs are, because they have some serious capital issues facing them, and they have a very small tax base to draw from those funds. So I think following forward with our engineers' analysis of where we need to address the biggest issues first, and the numbers associated with them, and what is feasible and what is less economically feasible. We should be holding some of that money for that long overdue capital improvements that are facing that district that is already stretched.
Just on that note, Vicki, and thank you
Yep.
for bringing that up. We did spend a good chunk of time talking about that at the last wastewater meeting. Just in general, sort of the needs of the water district, how it raises money, how it can
Yes.
use the money that it generates from its own revenue to sort of replenish its capital fund. I think that was a helpful conversation to have with the wastewater committee as they consider the design and scope of the planned district. But I also, that conversation that we had is available on YouTube. Thank you to Mike Flint, and thank you to the chairs of the wastewater and the housing board, the wastewater committee and the housing board, for working with me and with Mike to get those committee meetings up and out in a recorded manner on the internet for folks to see. So we have a channel on YouTube. I keep forgetting that some people don't know about this, but obviously if you're watching us on channel 22 right now, that's fantastic. All of our meetings are recorded and published on YouTube at Amenia TV. It's the name of the channel. All of our town board recordings are there. And, you know, at least the committees that I liaise with, I'm going to encourage them to continue recording and posting their meetings online as well.
I think the more we can publish and allow people to attend virtually and participate, the better transparency, the better people are able to participate in decision-making and understand what decision-makings are before us. And I just think transparency and visibility is so important. It would be a high priority of mine also to get as much public participation in our town government offices as possible, because I think there's a lot of misinformation and misunderstanding. And if they can see how volunteers are working towards a goal, they can see, you know, the pitfalls and why it takes so long to get things done in the government realm. Thank you. Is that it?
There was one other thing, but now I seem to have forgotten.
I just wanted to say one thing to everyone. I wanted you all to know that our municipal town clerk, Dawn Marie Klinger, has been an intricate participant in coordinating with the senior picnic. She's been my go-between myself and the fire company, helping to facilitate all of these things together. She organized a meeting for me to be on the phone with, I'm just going to say Chief Howard, because they all are Howards, and to discuss the menu and delivering how we're going to be doing it. And Dawn Marie is going to be participating in delivering the meals down to Tally Ho for all of us, the main meal. So I just wanted to say that, because sometimes it's in your head, thank you, but you just don't get it out your mouth. So thank you.
My pleasure.
Well, we're thanking Dawn Marie. I wanted to thank her for putting together a chart of training hours that are being logged by the planning board members and the ZBA. So I think we're on a path towards more compliance, and the compliances are very small, so don't feel like we're you know, it's a hard thing to achieve. As a planning board or a ZBA member, you do need 4 hours of training, and they're available online, they're available free, they're available for $5 at the Millbrook Farm and Home Center if you prefer doing these in person. So it's not onerous at all. There are a plethora of really interesting courses. You get to choose, and it's fun to participate, right, in those things. So our goal is to comply with the state requirement. This isn't something we made up. It's something that the state requires our boards to have a minimum of 4 hours of training a year. So we're going to be tracking that a little bit better, trying to keep better intellectual control over who's done what, and make sure it's accessible to all of the people who want to know where they're at. Did you think of your third item?
I did. It was related to what you said about misinformation, and I know we just went through a bit of an early primary election stuff, but I don't know. I mean, I'm on the edge here about whether or not to comment, but I just want to say a couple of things. obviously we have these town board meetings, we talk about how we budget and the implications to taxes publicly. And then I personally have gone out of my way to try and do my best in my, limited capacity and intimate knowledge with the subject to try and explain how taxes in this town work. And, it's very likely that I'm just a bad teacher or nobody's paying attention. Those are fine. But there is a lot of just incorrect information being bandied about sort of publicly. And, maybe we as a board could do a better job communicating that. Maybe it's a hopeless sort of cause to try to take on. But I will just say again personally that, I've made a video, I put it out there, I shared my own personal taxes, property taxes with folks online. Happy to send that to anybody who wants. I'm happy to answer any questions about how our town taxes work. And I would encourage anyone out there who has questions or concerns to avail themselves of a meeting with our assessor, a call to the state comptroller's office if you think that you really need to talk to somebody who's not involved in the town government about what is going on. But there's options out there for you to learn details and learn about the truth as opposed to sort of just, sharing things that may be inaccurate. And I don't sort of take it personally because of my role on this board. I take it personally because serving on this board is a great job that I think many people in this town should, try their hand at some point. But when the level of discourse about our small town government here, where we're all neighbors and all that, becomes so vile and full of sort of untruths, I feel like it really turns people off about wanting to do this job. And I'm not going to do this job forever. No one on this board is, except maybe Dawn Marie. But for me, I take a very neighborhoodly approach at my service here, and we're all available for questions if you have any comments or concerns.
I'd like to add to that because I was also alarmed at the vitriol that's being dispensed on various social media, and it's upsetting because the information just gets bandied about, just these numbers just fly around. I was surprised even just personally, weird comments to me like, somebody gave us $5 million, where did that go? And I'm like, well, we don't even collect $5 million in 1 year. And I said, Dawn, can you give me the check number and the date on that check so that I can check? But, it's really weird information out there that makes you shake your head and say, but we collected $5 million and change, right? But not from one person.
Correct.
Or one entity.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
So it's odd. I've never seen it, but I do understand that there is a lot of misunderstanding about how the budget is allocated and how taxes are allocated and mill rates and all of that. And it is confusing, sort of, until you start thinking of it as a pie and the expenses are the expenses. You don't keep getting income in like $5 million because the budget is the budget, and we collect money not just for the town, but we're collecting, some of that is for the county and some of that is for the fire district, which you may or may not live in.
Library, water districts, lighting
We're talking
districts.
very, and when you pay your bill, you're paying not just the town bill and the county bill and all of the special districts that you may or may not live in, but you're also paying your school tax bill, and so you may be lumping all of that together. I don't know. But I think more information needs to be out there. I appreciate Damien went on Facebook and gave a history of the last 6 years of the town budget and how our taxes have gone up and down. And there are years of which they go up, and there are years that go down. Just like in your own budget, you might have some one-time expense, the roof needs to be replaced, and you decide whether you're going to finance that or just take it all out of your current year's budget. And you need to drill down before you start throwing numbers around and start understanding the depth of it. And that can be found most easily if you go to the town's website, to our homepage. If you go to the homepage and then you click on Document Center, and then you click on Financial Reports. And there you'll find 2014 to 2020. For each of those years, every year, we're required to file a financial report. It's called, oddly, an Annual Financial Report Update Document, AUD. And so you may be confused by the AUD. That's what you're looking for. The AUD kind of clumps big categories of expenses so that you can see, the supervisor's office was $78,000, whatever the number is. And then you can compare it from year to year to year. If you have a specific question about recreation, about what it costs to run our building department, or what the revenue might be that the tax collector collected, it's all in there, and it's filed with the comptroller's office. The state of New York's comptroller's office collects it from every town, and they look for anomalies, and they in fact did audit us, 10, 15 years ago. They are not looking at this information. We are not under fiscal distress. We have never been in fiscal distress. With or without large organizations suddenly coming online with their assessed value, we would still not be under fiscal distress. That's just not accurate. So please avail yourself of what we have online and educate yourself as to how a budget works. Thank you. I'm sorry to divert, but I was also getting very upset about this, and I've asked the supervisor to provide additional information that directly addresses some of the misnomers that are going around out there.
I made charts.
You're perfect.
That chart charts. Anybody
is,
want my chart? I got charts.
Yeah, if you're more comfortable with charts versus, bar charts instead of numbers, we can do that.
I was reminded while you were speaking, and I'm sorry this is not related to taxes, but the website. So Victoria and I have been meeting with the county every Friday for the last 2-3 months. Thank you to the help of all of the department leads, especially the clerk's office, for feedback and guidance along the way. We have a tentative launch date midweek next week. It's pending a little more feedback on just last minute typos. It's a work in progress, but we're ready to launch, and once we launch, we will be open to feedback on what we can do to improve it. The new website will be something that we can amend ourselves relatively easily, and will be a lot easier to find things and search and all that fun stuff. So if that doesn't go live next week, it will go live at some point in the month of July, so look forward to that.
All right, so are there any other reports from the town board? I have one myself, so I apologize. It's lengthy, but I did send it to you, so I don't have to read the whole thing. I just proposed that we, at our next town board meeting, which would be, well, not July 15th, I'm changing that to August 5th. At the August 5th town board meeting, could we start at 6 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. so that we could, each of us, share our ideas for what equipment and audio-visual needs we might want to ask Altice for as part of their 10-year contract?
Okay.
Mike Flynn has agreed to start a little earlier, be available to us at 6 p.m. to help us understand what equipment he might need. I understand some of his equipment is reaching the end of its useful life, so we'll want to make sure that our request is balanced with all of his current needs and what we might want for the future for particularly the auditorium is my particular interest, but you might have your own ideas for equipment that we'll need, and that is grant-funded equipment. The installation, I understand from Roger Connors, is not a part of their grant, so that'll be something we'll need to think about. I think Ben has reached out specifically to you. We have somebody who's a sound expert. Sound is his thing, not all of the other items, but he's willing to look at us also and understand some of the criticisms I've heard from people who, try to listen to us. The sound isn't always good. Our performances, it's hard to get the sound right in the auditorium, so he'll be helping us with, his observations. Update, I wanted to let you know that Cablevision is serving the last houses on Route 343 who hadn't previously had access to Cablevision. And their real estate department has issued all of the materials they need to set a new pole that was mid-span to get their cable on out to the last houses, to the town line. That was done on June 29th, and so there was a little holdup because they needed an easement for the new pole. But that looks like it's moving forward, so that's good news. I wanted to say that the Housing Board is working with the data scientist Mike Johns to help interpret the survey results after we had scrubbed the dupes and tried to systematize some of the written answers so that they started falling into categories that could be interpreted by a data scientist. Stacy Mantle was trained with and received a certificate as the New York State Citizen Public Health Leader. She received this lovely certificate for completing an online course that a bunch of us said we couldn't do. We just didn't have the time, but she plugged right in and did the entire course. And this acknowledges her successful completion of the New York State Public Health Training, including achievement related to preventing and addressing COVID-19, health literacy factors influencing health, public health for community resilience, and public health preparedness planning for action. New York State recognizes you, Stacy, as a citizen public health leader who is a trusted source of information in your family, community, and state.
What's that?
Stacy Mantle, M-A-N-T-E-L, according to
Did
this.
she do that in her capacity as a
Just as a
member?
citizen. You could do it. They were reaching out to town officials like us. We all responded. I think that we just didn't have time to take that course. It was 4 modules of serious training, and she did them all.
Congratulations.
So we have our own resident expert if we have questions related to public health emergencies.
Do we have a public email address for her in case someone has a question they want to ask her?
I will ask Stacy if she wants to have her name publicized on Channel 22 and our town website. How's that? If she wants that kind of accessibility?
She's not going to get a million calls, but there are people now struggling with the question of the new Delta strain and what that means.
So the question from the audience has been, will she be publicly available to provide individual assistance to residents who are struggling with questions of the new COVID strain, how they can be safer?
An email address so they could ask a question.
I will find out before I share her email address, but yes, I will. And then I will get back to you on our next meeting, July 15th.
Is she on one of our boards also?
She
That's
is
in a
on,
different capacity.
yeah,
A separate capacity.
Oh, it's separate, but,
she does serve on the housing board, and we appointed
Yeah,
her to...
but just to be clear, the town is not dispensing any advice on COVID or Delta variants. Defer to my lawyer colleague here, but
Separate.
I would not contact her in
No, she would be an
her
individual.
town capacity
oh,
about
okay.
those
Okay,
questions.
so
or the
not
questions.
to contact her on.
I'm just congratulating her and recognizing the fact that somebody in our community has taken this course and has been trained and has a certificate in this. I want to say thanks to the Enhancement Committee and the Amenia Garden Club and other volunteers who are working to keep the flowers in the hamlet of Amenia, the Fountain Square flowers, and the hamlet of Wassaic and Borden Park, and right by the post office is a veterans sign down there, and the flowers have looked really good despite the drought, and that's not an accident. That's a lot of people weeding and watering twice, sometimes 3 times a week. So I want to thank all those people who are dedicated to keeping Amenia beautiful to the eye. I believe that is all. And I wanted to say thank you. I think it's been 19 years that Ken Montiero and Leo Blackman installed the gardens around the foundation of the town hall. Not a small installation. And they maintain it at their own cost. Again, you know, we have wonderful people in this community, and I don't think the good is being publicized as much as this weird tax information that is upsetting us, and that's free to the town of Amenia. I think they put, you know, tens of thousands of dollars worth of plantings that are beautiful here. They don't want thank you or recognition. There are people who give above and beyond. They water the flowers. They do things for this town each and every day. So I love to end on a positive note. Thank you.
Oh, this is going to seem less positive, but it is
Less
positive.
positive? No, it's got to be a positive note.
And we should end it.
It's a positive note that we have in the back by our back door going out, some potting soil and stuff.
Oh my gosh, I left the wood chips. I'll go get them. I did. I was so exhausted after that weekend.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. Those are mine. I will put them in the basement.
We found the owner.
We found the owner. That's
They're the
positive.
towns. They're the towns.
towns.
I finished all the wood chips. I brought back the 2 remaining wood chips, and they're sitting out there. I was too exhausted to get my key out. I apologize. I thought they'd find it.
That's okay. Because I just,
It was potting soil or wood chips. I can't remember, but
It
it
is
was wet. It rained all that weekend.
that's okay.
Yeah.
I was just trying to find out, where do they go?
I know where they go, and I'll take care of them tonight. So some of our volunteers are not as good as the other
It was kind
volunteers.
of good news, but the good news is we found the home for them.
Yeah, and they're the towns, yeah.
Yes, okay.
So Is
Okay,
it time for the Morris motion?
I believe so. Is everybody ready?
7:52.
Okay.
We're ready.
I wish everybody in the town a happy and safe 4th of July, and I move that we adjourn.
And I second that motion.
Doyle?
Yes.
Gutierrez?
Yes.
Morris?
Yes?
Smoji?
Yes.
Get home safely through the cows?
The cows.